Have you been tested yet? Have you been tested for the virus? It's not a bad thing to do because we know initially there are no symptoms. And if we were carriers, we could be harming other people as well as ourselves. Am I sick? Am I in good health? There is a definitive answer if you're tested. What is my state as a follower, a disciple of Jesus of Nazareth? Is there a definitive test for that? I may know a lot about Jesus. I may be a teacher in a classroom, a religious class, or a Sunday school. I may be very conversant about the life and teachings of Jesus of Nazareth. But that's not the test. Jesus gives us the only indicator that shows that aspect of our relationship with Him which matters. Do you love me? Do you love me, Jesus asks. Remembering here that love means concern for the well-being of the one loved. How can I be concerned about Jesus' well-being? Obviously, because He told us, as long as you do something for or against one of the least of my brothers and sisters, you've done it to me. He identifies so completely with all of us that where we love each other, we are loving Him. And where we fail to love each other, we fail to love Jesus, and therefore fail the test of discipleship. Jesus says, as my Father loves me, as God the Father loves Jesus, so I have loved you. And you must love as I have loved. Some of us grew up with, or perhaps created it in our own mind, a sort of legalistic, juridical, forensic approach to following Jesus. We tested ourselves on the commandments. Do I keep them or do I break them? The rules of the church. Everything seems to come down to a sort of crime and punishment scenario. This is usually a very subtle form of self-interest. Am I okay with God? Which is not a bad question, of course. But how can we love as Jesus called us to love? And the answer to that is by permitting Him to love as He only can love from within us. That's why He said, I will send you my Spirit. I will not leave you orphaned. I will come back to you. But in the meantime, my Spirit will inhabit you to the extent that you permit my Spirit to inhabit you. Jesus, when He was speaking these words, was with the disciples at the Last Supper, preparing them, the little church, the new church, the disciples of which we are the present generation, to be prepared for His visible absence as they awaited His return. And we are in that same category today, awaiting the Lord's return. But the only test of our discipleship, the only way we can really know that we are being true to Christ, is if we are loving one another in thought, in word, and in deed. And it always comes in that order. If perhaps you can't shake the legal, juridic, forensic approach to examining your relationship with Christ, if you still see yourself standing perhaps one day being judged, remember this: you will have the two best lawyers there are, Jesus and the other advocate that He sends in His name, Jesus and His Spirit at your side before the judge.